You guys to know that I will be blaming everything on Queen Nikki. Mhm. Just like y'all do Queen Naija, I will be blaming Queen Nikki, and here's the reason why. Nikki decided to go toe to toe with Cardi B over there on a Twitter chat, and that just got your girl distracted, discombobulated. So I forgot about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City coming on. So we're gonna go ahead and get into that review now. All right. Now, at the top of the episode, we see where Lisa is kind of getting ready for some type of event that she's having or whatnot. And when she's getting ready to have this event, we see a flashback where she talks with Amy about inviting the girls to go out shooting. Well, not all the girls, but some of the girls, like Heather, Meredith, I believe Mary. Those are the ladies that she wanted to go shooting with. The rest of the ladies, she decided that she was going to invite them to lunch, right? And so old girl was like, "Well, that's nice of you to invite them to lunch." She said, "Once you see, the reason why, then I don't know if it's going to be nice no more," right? She wanted to address these lawsuits and things. So I was a little confused because she's inviting Angie, Whitney, who else was it? Bronwin, of course, and then Brittany to the luncheon. And I'm a little confused because I felt like Brittany really had her back when she went toe to toe with Whitney over Lisa. So for you to invite Brittany to just the luncheon and not the shooting was a bit of a side eye because you felt like Brittany was talking about you. But when was Brittany really talking about you? Unless you know something that we don't, obviously. Okay. So Bronwyn, that's the plan. We see where Bronwyn links up with her husband Ty, and she tells him about going to visit her dad. What we learn is that her dad has Alzheimer's. Her mother had a brain tumor. She had to have surgery on it, right? So she ended up moving her parents into her home, and then eventually had to move her dad into a facility where he could get, 24-hour nursing care, right? She does thank her husband Ty for taking care of the financials when it comes to her parents. She knows that is something he did not want to do, right? But she does appreciate him doing it. She's like, "No, look at me. Let me tell y'all, when Todd is sitting down with Bronwyn, it definitely gives that he does not like her. He's sick of her. He's tired of her. I don't know what it is about Bronwyn, but he don't like that lady." That's what it, I don't know. He was just like so not open. He had his arms kind of like closed like this. I don't know if he was uncomfortable with being back on camera or if he feels like we've already talked about this. Why are we talking about it again for the cameras? Like, I don't know. But Todd just seemed to be a bit irritable. He seemed to be a bit irritable. He does change the subject, and when he changes the subject, he kind of opens up a bit more when he talks about Meredith, and or at least I think he talked about Meredith, like how was the sit down and stuff with Meredith, because of course Bronwyn sat down with Meredith and she chatted about her parents and stuff like that, and how they've had to move in with her, and how she also has her daughter there along with her daughter's boyfriend. And she kind of thinks that it's good because for her, it kind of keeps her busy. Right. And of course, Meredith agrees because Todd is never at that house, y'all. I think Todd cares about Bronwyn, but also Todd be out here doing what the hell he want to do. It's giving a little bit of PK from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills for me. But yeah, it's better than her being in that big old house empty by herself with her dogs and dog shit. So, Todd doesn't understand because she does talk about Lisa and how she wants to kind of work on things with Lisa or whatever. And Todd is kind of like, "I'm a little confused as to why you're trying to hang with this lady or resolve things with everything that she's done to you. Like, what?" Now that's when Todd opens up. Okay. That's when Todd opens up. That's when he's looking Bronwyn in her face and things like that. And so he's just like, "I will let her ass go." And I'm kind of with him just a little piece. Not gonna hold you, girl. I was kind of with him just a little piece, like, yeah, let it go. But at the same time, I understand Bronwyn too. I am a part of an ensemble cast. I enjoy what I do with this show. Okay. So with that, in an effort for us to move forward, we're gonna have to have the conversations. I know you may not get it in real life. You will want me to not talk to her at all, but for the sake of the show, I gotta do what I gotta do, right? And Todd is just like, "Nah, fuck her." Okay, because you really don't even need that show for real. For real. I don't even know why you doing this shit. Not key. So I was in the middle. I was with Todd, but I also understood where Bronwyn was coming from. Now, Bronwyn at some point does have a sit down with her mom, and her mom seems to be going through their childhood home. She's been having to go to the house, unpack things, get ready to have the house prepared to be sold. Well, the tough part for the mom is going into the husband's office and removing his things. And it sucks for her because he's not able to let her know whether he wants to keep those things or not. And that's really, really sad. That's really, really sad. But at the same time, I mean, at least you can decide on what you want to give to Bronwyn for her to hold on to pass down for you all's legacy, right? So I understand the tough part of it, but at least one of you guys are in your right mind to do it, is what I would say. And with you knowing him for as many years as you have, you would know what's in his best interest. You would know also what he would likely want to keep and what he wouldn't, but I understand how she's feeling, right? So let's see. She says that it's been a struggle for her mom. We got into that. Bronwyn talks about her journey, right? Her journey with taking a different route than what her parents may have wanted her to and stuff. And she's glad to get to the place where she's at. And her mom says, yeah, but I will say that you wouldn't have gotten there without Todd. Her mama is a shady woman. That's a shady lady, honey. Regardless, like at the end of the day, yeah, I probably would not have gotten there without Todd, but I also had to accept Todd as my partner. Like, hello, like I don't get no accountability. I don't get. At least I chose a piece of right. At least I chose a man with money, which is what y'all really care about. So, I mean, do I get any credit for that? So then she says that she hopes she is okay with doing this for her dad, because at some point you have to go through this with Todd, and it's like, Mama, can you chill the fuck out? You don't know what I'm gonna go through with that man. You don't know. You don't know. He might end up having an accident. He clapped the hell up out of here like that. Okay. I may not have to go through no Alzheimer's like you. He may not get no brain tumor like you. Like, hello, some people live long and don't have to go through those things. Like, girl, stop projecting onto me. All right. Stop projecting onto me. And maybe my daughter will be around to help me out, like, and help us, me and my husband out. Like, I'm over here helping your motherfucking ass out. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I see why Bronwyn probably got older and rebelled a bit with her mama, because it's like, for me, I just feel like you about treated her differently, which is why she dresses and the way that she does, acts the way that she does, for attention, because y'all probably didn't do the best job with giving her that when she was younger. Like, I don't know. I feel like y'all probably made her so much of the problem child, and she was like, you know what? Let me be the problem child. Okay. Um, it is what it is. Like, I don't know. Mama is very blunt, but mama would have had to get told some things about herself in that moment. Okay. I would have been kind, but I would have got her ass together. Okay. So Heather and Angie. Heather is renovating her home. Her daughters are getting out, so she ready to get them the fuck out and flip her house upside down. All right. So she's planning to renovate her room and make it like an office or something like that. So Angie pulls up and she talks about how she's working on getting her Greek citizenship. Baby, why Angie daughter sat up there and told her, like, girl, I don't give a damn. I could care less, mama. I don't give a fuck about what you saying. Um, you act like Greek, being Greek is your identity, girl. Like, can we move on? I said, baby, one thing a teenager gonna do is get you together. Kids be too damn honest. Like, damn. You ain't even much had to be like this, girl. So, but I think that daughter is right. I think that daughter is right. I think that she does make it her identity. I mean, it is a part of her identity, but like, yeah, she worships it. Like, yeah, I'm Greek, I'm Greek, I'm Greek, I'm Greek, I'm Greek, I'm Greek, I'm Greek. Like, we get it. Okay. So there's that. And she's trying to understand like why her daughter is like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, like I want us to always have a closeness, but like, do I need to back the hell up off her? And I'm like, yeah, you do, just a little piece. She gonna come back around. They always do, don't they? Okay, when they get out there really living life, they be glad they got their mamas to call. I know I do. All right, and have conversations. I didn't understand it from your perspective at that 10, but I damn sure get it now. All right, so she'll be okay. So Angie calls out Lisa posting AI photos from her hotel room, talking about she's supposed to be with Ben Affleck and over here with this person and that person, and you over here posting AI photos. Girl, I feel like I said not AI photos, because that's one thing all you housewives got. If y'all ain't got the same plastic surgeons, y'all damn sure got the same AI people. Okay. Now I understand the girls gonna edit their pics or whatever, but damn, y'all be doing it a little too hard. Y'all be doing it a little too hard. Like, scoot back up off that thing, right? So then Heather says that Lisa tried to act like she was above them when they went to lunch. And Heather says, it kind of like got on my damn nerves, just a little piece. She says it's impossible to kind of defend her right now when she acting like that. And I'm like, it's always impossible to defend Lisa for the most part. For the most part, it be impossible, but you just be riding up her ass. So it is what it is. Now that she say something that offends you to let you know that you're not on the same level as her, and she reminds you, now you over here getting upset. So Heather says that she thought y'all were friends, and you speaking on her cases made her feel like it was a bit of a betrayal. And Angie said, well, girl, I feel the same fucking way. Okay, so must be two sides. Now they get to the Blue Ridge lunch, and they walk in the room and they see posters stamped all over the place and everything, right? Um, So of course, Lisa does go to the shooting range with the girls or whatever. I think that's what she told Heather about what she was going to do at the lunch. So she takes the girls to the lunch, and they walk in a room with posters and everything, and it's stamped or whatever, with the whole dismissed, like on all the posters of our court cases. So Lisa says allegations aren't facts for those that need to know. And she's right. She's right. Like, allegations are not facts. I feel like a lot of times narratives be put out there about people, and a lot of us, myself included, will just ride with that like that's actual factual, and it's not. You have to prove these things. It's not necessarily true. And I'm like, Lisa's not lying. And of course, a lot of the ladies are saying things from the perspective of reading it in the court documents, right? However, that does not confirm that it's facts too. There have been court documents where people have lied in the court documents, right? So that does not mean that it is true. However, in defense of Bronwyn, if that man is saying that there was text messages between y'all and the text messages are listed in the court documents as exhibits, I'm willing to believe what he's saying is actual factual, bitch. Okay, if the man is producing AMX receipts, as evidence, I'm willing to believe what that man is saying is actual factual, boo. For sure. So Lisa says that, I brought them here because the girls was like, well, why did you bring us here? She said, I brought you guys here for clarity on all the info about me and my cases or whatever. So they like, well, we already read the documents. I think that's what Whitney said. So I mean, we already know that. So what's going on? Like, what else is there to clarify? And so she says to clarify the dismissals. And Bronwyn said, so they're dismissed because you paid them back? And she was like, no, they dismissed because it's none of your fucking business. Is you cool? Because you are the one that said you brought us here to clarify things. So I'm asking for clarity. Did you pay them off? And now you over here talk about it's none of y'all business. Okay, well then you just made it easy for us to dive even deeper into your business because you're trying to get us to believe that everything is dismissed when it's not. And you may have some cases dismissed, but you still got one or two on the table, which is the ones that we're addressing. Because the ones that we really talking about, you didn't say nothing about those. They ain't on the poster board, love. So then Angie brings up she says, okay, well then the thing is we want to talk about the stuff that's in the lawsuit. That's the problem, right? Having another man's credit card in your wallet. This man paid off your car note. This man paid for the remodel in your home, and you owe him $118,000. So my question is, did she use the card for all of those things? And y'all are saying that the man did these things, or did this man go and actually pay her car off on his own, remodel her house on his own? Because if that's the case, then maybe her husband did know about it. But if she got that extra credit card from that man and used it for all of those things, girl, that's messy. And I would sue the shit out you too. Okay, if it was supposed to be understood that this was supposed to be business or something. So Lisa says that she denies the claims. I deny the claims. I deny the claims. Well, you didn't say the claims were dismissed. You just said you denied them, which means that case is still open, and that's the case that the ladies are asking you about. Okay, so Amy tries to explain to one of the girls, I think it was Whitney or something like that, saying that the guy and Lisa were in business. So actually they were business partners. So Amy is talking from a standpoint of trying to validate what Lisa is saying and kind of defending Lisa, like, well, they were business partners, so whatever she did with the money she could do because they were business partners. But at the same time, Amy, you don't know what Lisa's attorney is telling the judge and anybody else, so you might want to shut the hell up. I say, Lisa, get your girl. Tell your girl to shut up before she fuck your case up. Okay, since you denying all the claims, are you also denying that you guys were business partners? Because if that's the case, tell your girl to be quiet. You don't need her to speak on your behalf. She is not an attorney. Get that together, love. So then Lisa says there's a cocktail on the menu called Fanciful Tale, and that's how my attorney describes this lawsuit, as a fanciful tale. And it don't even answer the questions that the ladies were asking. But okay, girl. Okay, a fanciful tale. Okay. So then Lisa says that she's not worried about anything, so they shouldn't be either. And if it makes them feel good to talk about her behind her back, then that's on you, not me, is what she says. So Angie brings up Lisa digging up behind Bronwyn, right? Because she was talking about them digging up, trying to find information on her. And then Angie said, but you digged up information on Bronwyn. She says, no, I didn't. I love when they clock Lisa with the flashbacks because you definitely did. Like, you having a conversation with her jeweler to me is digging up information, and especially if you plan on using that information against her at some point in time. Like, yeah, girl, like you did that intentionally, right? So, Bronwyn says, "You did it to me, though. You know you did, and you did it to other people as well." And Lisa says, whatever. You're so full of it, and I know that you know about digging because you love to dig." And Lisa says Bronwyn is obsessed with her and obsessed with talking about her because she got busted. You got busted for telling a lie, and they going back and forth and all this, and they ain't even capture it. Just going back and forth with each other. Lisa trying to overtalk Bronwyn because she's trying to take control of the entire situation, which I do understand a bit, right? But Lisa does bring up the movie premieres. Well, I was at movie premieres because I think Brian was trying to tell her you could have been there. You could have came to the event. You could have came camping with us, and you could have cleared all of this up, but you didn't want to, right? She said, "Well, I was at movie premieres with Ben Affleck and Blake Lively and all this." I said, "Here she go." Here she go, child. So Heather jumps in and says, "Girl, don't none of that matter. None of that matters. What matters is the facts that Bronwyn brought." I said, "Oh, not Bronwyn brought facts. Not you being the person who don't like Bronwyn, not you being the person who was questioning everything Bronwyn said to now saying that, oh, Bronwyn brought facts." Oh, okay. See, what is given, Heather, is you feel the same way about Lisa as everybody else, but you're trying to be fake and act like we're cool. See, I'm your only friend. The same thing I said last week. See, we're cool. I am your friend. Nobody else. Like, I see what you're doing, but you feel the same way. Bronwyn feel you saw the same information they all saw, which is what Angie clocked about you last week. You know what's going on. So she says she's in a lawsuit that has no merit. That's all that it is. Like, that's really what it is. It's a lawsuit that has absolutely no merit. And Lisa's trying to take control, like I said, of the topic about her lawsuits. And then Angie says that I was invited to this luncheon for a damn quiz. Okay, no, she said I was invited to a luncheon, not a quiz. And Lisa asked Angie what was she trying to gain? Okay, you sitting up there talking about me with other folks. So what was you trying to gain from that? Huh? What was you trying to gain from talking behind my back? As Angie tries to explain to her everything, Lisa kept cutting her off. "Oh, thank you for the story. Thank you for the story." It's like, girl, you ain't letting nobody talk. Now, if somebody come in here and break another piece of glass like they did last season, be okay with it. So Angie, or was that Lisa that broke that glass? I can't remember. I feel like it was Angie, but I'm not sure. So Angie tells her, "No one makes me want to get out of my chair more than you, honey." Okay, and I'm trying to maintain my composure because I'm about to stand up on your ass. You're doing too much. Angie tells her, "You are so frustrated." Lisa said, "And you are too. And so are you," right? So Lisa insinuates, "I'm not the one that wants to be Jen Shaw." And she said, "Oh, Beyonce, you think I want to be Jen Shaw? Oh, well, you have her same brow girl and nail girl and all of that." And she's like, "Girl, I've been going to that lady for years. What the hell is you talking about? Like, you just saying anything so we can stop talking about you. Meanwhile, you the one that brought us here, bitch." Okay. So Brittany is wondering, oh, is this the same brow girl? Anybody else wondering if this is the same brow girl? Because that brow girl was talking SHI about Jerry, the tea she knew about Jerry. The waitress comes, she just trying to place her order, child. She just trying to place everybody order. "What you want? What can I serve you on today?" And Lisa still yelling across the table. So Whitney then asked about the accusations about Lisa. And she says, when somebody bring these allegations and they say things, what are we supposed to think? So Meredith chimes in and she says, "Whitney, people bring allegations on. A lot of them are about you, and it doesn't mean you believe them or whatever." And Whitney said, "Oh, so you jump in now? Is that what we're doing? So now you want to speak? Because you were really silent at camping." I don't feel like Meredith was really silent. I feel like Meredith tried to step in and say a few pieces or whatever on behalf of I'm not gonna say on behalf, but she tried to slightly defend Lisa by basically saying Lisa's not here. Let's address this with Lisa. Like, y'all need to stop spreading more than what you're spreading. She even also said that Lisa already had that conversation with her and Heather, and she assured them that everything was resolved. So I feel like that was Heather's way of trying to like not have the conversation. So to me, I do feel like Heather tried to speak up for old girl. Whereas I don't know if Heather really was for real. But I guess I don't feel like Heather was really trying to defend Lisa, and she was really just trying to say that no, that didn't happen. No, really? I'm shocked. Like, that's not really defending her. That's just acting like you didn't know what the hell was going on. But anywho, so Brittany says that she was surprised she didn't speak up more. And she like, why? She said, "You the attorney. I would expect you to speak up more." And then Meredith said, "I did. So when I talk, you might want to listen." I said, "Ooh." um Mary says, you didn't speak up. You didn't speak up, but I feel like she did. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Whitney starts asking again about the business. And Lisa turns around and flips it on her and asks about her business. Like, how is unwinding your business going? And of course, that triggered Whitney. They got to arguing. Whitney saying she had to let her business go for whatever reason and stuff. So she goes around the table to get in Lisa's face and stuff. First of all, she threw a napkin at her. And I said I would have did the same thing. Because I was surprised ain't nobody throw no drink over that way. Right? So then she goes over there, get in the lady face. I said, okay, now you might be like, you all up in that lady's space now, back up. So when Lisa kind of pushed her, I said she was well within her right. You did hit her in the face with a napkin, child, and then you turned around and you got in her personal face. Like, yeah, I probably would have pushed you off me too. I would have did both. I would have hit her. I would have tossed the napkin in her face, yes, but then I also would have shoved somebody up off me because you in my face. Like, girl, scoot back up off me, whatever, right? So they're going back and forth, arguing back and forth. Whitney's triggered. She walks out the room, okay, breaking the wall because we seeing all the cameras and stuff in the back. She's like, y'all don't understand how triggering that is for me. And I said, girl, the fact that you even allow her to flip the conversation onto you, like you're the problem and it's about your business versus hers, was like, that should have been more triggering. Okay. But Lisa fulfilled exactly what it is that she wanted. She fulfilled it, at least in that moment. We don't know how the next episode is going to go, but she fulfilled exactly what it is that she wanted, which was getting the heat off her and flipping it onto you as a distraction. But Angie looked like, you raggedy bitch. She was shaking her head like, you raggedy bitch. You raggedy hoe. You bringing us here to talk about you. But when we ready to talk about you, you don't want to talk about you. Okay. Girl, but that's what it was. The episode was pretty good. More so towards the end. And my personal, y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below. If you've gotten this far, my apologies if the audio is not matching the doggone video, girl. Okay. So I don't know what's going on, but hopefully you guys still enjoy the video all the same. Be sure to like up the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. All right. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.